Hello, my name is Alex from the Advent Label Applicator Company. This is going to be a little demonstration video of our Advent 205, which is our 5-gallon plain paper labeler. What it does is it takes a stack of plain paper labels and applies it to a 5-gallon pail with registration. We already have a test pail that we've gone ahead and set up the machine with. This isn't actually your pail, you only sent us one, so we just wanted to show you how the machine works. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have my stack of labels. You can take up to usually about a 1-inch stack. Just want to fan them out a little bit. And you want to put it into the label hopper. Like that. Now you'll notice that we have label guides here, and we're actually having the labels go on at a slight angle. That's one of the features of the 205, because that allows the machine to compensate for any type of taper. You can actually do much more dramatic tapers, like on 5-gallon plastic pails. All right. So I go ahead and just started it, and the way that the machine works essentially is you turn on, and we have 2 on-off switches. The bottom is registration. That means it's going to register the label off the ear or the handle. And then we have non-registration mode, which you can just go ahead and run if you're doing like standard quarts or 1-gallon containers without ears, pints. But we're going to put in the registration mode. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is just essentially what you do is you put the bottom in first and lay it down. You'll see it wait. And then it'll apply the label right on top. And you can see it's registered nicely and looks fantastic. No bubbles, no wrinkles. And one of the standout features of the 205, which really makes it a neat machine and what allows it to work with big labels like this without bubbles, wrinkles, and also to put it onto a tapered surface, is we're putting a skip glue pattern on here automatically. And you can see that label's on really nice and tight. If I tear it down, you'll see we have our skip glue pattern. This is the leading edge, it's about 3 inches. You can see here it's on very, very well. And then we have the trailing edge, which is about 3/4 of an inch. You can see it's on there nice and securely. Okay. So go ahead, you just go put it against the guide, drop it down, it'll wait, and then it'll register the label. And of course, if you need to adjust the positioning of the label, you can move your guide, or you can move your labels left and right. Generally, on a 5-gallon pail, because you're registering, you don't have too much leeway. What you do want to make sure is that the ear is hitting this registration switch. And then based off that, you can move your label left or right. So what we'll go ahead and do is run your labels. And we just, looks like these labels are upside down now. Just going to go ahead, put it in the right position. Make sure it's fanned a little bit. I'm going to do this same one, just again, just to make sure everything's working well. Drop it in, it waits, and it feeds that label on very, very nicely. Looks fantastic. Oh, just one of the neat features too of the 205 too is it allows you to do a back label too, really easily. Because we're registering off one ear, if we wanted to have the label register 180 degrees opposite, all we have to do is make sure that the labels are facing up. Doesn't have to be exact. Just drop it in. And you'll have that label facing 180 degrees opposite. Really, really fantastic. You can get a front-back label on these pails very, very easily. Really nice feature. Okay, so we got that done. And all we're going to do now is your bit. So I'm just making sure the baby label is facing towards me, because we want to register off that particular ear. Just going to drop it in. There we go. absolutely perfect. Looks fantastic on your pails. You can see we're nicely below this little ridge right here. We've got fairly good clearance from the bottom. Looks absolutely perfect. So that's the 205 5-gallon pail labeler. So if there's any questions, you can always be reached at 800-846-7716.